Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. So glad you're here, because today we are tackling something literally every parent has asked about at some point. Okay, let's jump right in. We're looking at a complete step-by-step ASMR bedtime routine for kids. We're taking the actual science and turning it into a super practical parent protocol that you can honestly start using tonight. And we're going to put a massive focus on exactly how to troubleshoot things when they just won't settle down, and how to make sure that ending is crystal clear.
So let me ask you, is your child's bedtime basically a negotiation? Right? If you're nodding your head right now, you are definitely not alone. For so many of us, bedtime turns into this exhausting, drawn-out battle. You've got unpredictable noise, fights over screens, and a kid who somehow seems to get more wide awake every single minute. It's so frustrating. But what if we could take that whole negotiation and swap it out for a reliable, structured routine?
To get us there, here's our playbook for today. 1. The science of sleep sounds. 2. The 4-step protocol. 3, and this is a big one, keeping the ending clear. And finally, 4, troubleshooting those inevitable hiccups.
All right, part 1, the science of sleep sounds, and really, why predictability matters so much.
Before we throw any ASMR or sleep sounds at a kid, we've got to understand why it works, right? And this is all backed by pediatric sleep guidance and environmental sleep research. Look, there's a huge difference between typical sleep media and a real parent-led protocol. Typical media, it relies on endless audio and unpredictable auto-playing algorithms. Basically, there's no clear boundary. Our protocol, though, is 100% parent-led. It relies on strict timing, volume control, and very clear executes. It's about taking the power away from the algorithm and putting it right back in your hands.
So why does this parent-led approach actually work? Well, pediatric sleep guidance is huge on consistent routines. Predictability and reduced stimulation are what actually help a child relax. Plus, environmental sleep research tells us that sudden, unpredictable noises wake us up, but a steady, low-level sound literally masks those disruptions. Add in some gentle sensory cues, which, by the way, adult ASMR studies show are amazing for relaxation, and you've got yourself a seriously effective tool.
Real quick, though, before we get to the steps, an absolutely crucial caveat. This routine is not for infants without specific pediatric guidance, okay? And it is definitely not a replacement for professional medical care. Think of ASMR as a complementary tool. Always check with your pediatrician if you have health concerns.
Okay, let's get into the good stuff. Section 2, the 4-step protocol. Lower, choose, listen, close.
Lower, choose, listen, close. Seriously, lock those 4 words into your brain. It's got this nice little rhythm to it, and keeping it this simple means you can actually pull it off, even when you're completely exhausted at the end of the day. Let's break them down.
Step 1 is lower. Lower the lights, lower the pace, lower the number of choices. Remember how we said bedtime shouldn't be a negotiation? Well, kids get so much more amped up when they have to negotiate. So your very first job is to shut that dynamic down by making the environment quiet before any sound even starts. That means 0 fast videos, no bright screens in bed, and definitely no introducing some wild new playlist. The vibe needs to instantly feel calm and familiar. It's like hitting a giant pause button. Step 2, choose. You're going to pick one safe sound category before bedtime even begins. We're talking rain, soft page turning, gentle brushing, low ground noise, or maybe some distant, soft speaking. What you absolutely have to avoid are sounds that your kid finds funny, irritating, scary, or honestly just too interesting. Because if it's too engaging, well, it's just entertainment, right? And a massive rule here. Parents, you have to preview the content first. You need to know exactly what's going to play.
Moving on to step 3, listen. Now, 5 to 15 minutes, that is your golden window. Seriously, it's usually more than enough time. During this phase, keep the volume low, like low enough that it just sort of fades into the background of the room. If it's too loud, it's stimulating. If your kid has to strain to hear every little detail, again, it becomes entertainment. Keep your own voice super calm here too. You can just softly say, "This is our quiet sound," and then we rest.
Moving right along. Section 3, keeping the ending clear. Firm boundaries.
Okay, this right here, this is the step so many parents completely miss when they use digital sleep tools. Kids sleep so much better when there's a definitive, parent-led boundary at the end of the sound. On one hand, you have a clear boundary. You fade the sound out, you set a timer, or maybe you leave a quiet loop at a barely there volume if your house is noisy.
Contrast that with the absolute trap of endless browsing. You know, the dreaded, just one more video, please. You absolutely cannot let an algorithm become your child's bedtime routine. The routine has to have a hard stop.
To picture how this fits into your actual night, imagine this sequence: bathroom, pajamas, teeth, one short story or a quick little moment to connect. Then, your one safe sound for that 5 to 15-minute window we talked about, lights down, and finally, close. Boom. By the time you hit close, the boundary is set, the screens are totally gone, and the room is perfectly prepped for sleep.
All right, Section 4, Troubleshooting Bedtime Hiccups. Because what if things go wrong?
Look, we all know hiccups are going to happen, so here is exactly how you pivot when they do. Let's troubleshoot. What if the child actually becomes more awake? Simple. Switch to a simpler sound. The one you're using is probably overstimulating them. What if they start arguing for more screen time? Take the visual away entirely. Turn the screen around or dim it to pitch black. And most importantly, if the child is ever frightened by a sound, you stop it immediately, no questions asked. It really is that straightforward.
I want to leave you with this absolutely brilliant quote from the source material. This routine is not about forcing sleep. It is about giving the child's nervous system a reliable runway. I mean, wow, right? That's the entire philosophy here. You aren't doing magic to knock them out. You're building a runway. When you repeat this gentle sequence night after night, it literally becomes a biological cue. Their body learns, oh, this sound means bedtime. I'm safe here. I don't have to do anything else right now. That is the true power of a parent-led routine.
So it's time to actually put this into practice. What's it going to be tonight? Rain, soft page turning, low brown noise, or distant soft speaking? Pick your one safe sound, lock in those 4 steps. Lower, choose, listen, close, and take your evenings back. Honestly, what if the secret to your child's best night of sleep, and, let's be real, your own sanity, was just a gentle sound and a firm boundary away? Thanks so much for joining me on The Explainer today, and